Hello, and welcome to another episode of Come Sit Down, Let's Talk. I am Chief Curator of Embrace You Training Solution Master Life Coach Michelle Kennedy, also known as Miss Get You Together, honey. So, we are in a four-part series on comparison. I've been compelled to do this series because I feel that as a people, we suffer from the epidemic of comparison. And when we compare ourselves to others, it is as if we're saying to God, what you made me is not enough. I want to be something other than what you made me. So this is episode 2. Episode 1 for last week was comparison in ministry. We're going to do comparison in body this week. I have two of my beauties. Oh, look at all this here gorgeousness. So we have Shenice Curry and we have Shunell Avant. This is my makeup artist. So all these beautiful beats and faces that you see week after week, this is who does it.
Hello.
All the beautiful faces that you'll be seeing throughout this whole series. At the girl, show us them hands. They anointed.
Yes.
Come on here. So Shenice, if you would go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us who you are, what you do, and tell the people about you.
So, hello everyone. My name is Coach Shenice Curry, and I specialize in dealing with women who've experienced trauma throughout life, who has failed to face it, and my goal is to help them push past the pain. You can find me on all social media platforms as Shenice Curry. My website is radicaltransformationlc.com.
Great.
Thank you.
Come on here, Shunell.
I'm Coach Shunell Avant, and I specialize in beauty, all things beauty, from makeup to helping women see themselves as beautiful internally. And you can find me on social media, all socials at Nels MUA. And when you need a makeup done,
Yes.
let me know.
Call me, girl. We'll put you in there. So we're going to start with the same question that we're going to start every series. So, Shanice, think about a time when you were compared body-wise to someone else, or you compared yourself to someone else body-wise. Share that experience with us.
Absolutely. It's funny because this just recently happened to me. I decided to do a fitness challenge, a 21-day fitness challenge. And I was telling a lot of people about it. They was like, why are you exercising? What do you need to exercise for too? And I've gotten that all my life. Like, you skinny. You want some more food? You don't need to work out.
Not you want some more food.
So it always bothered me, but I finally come to a place to where, like, yes, I'm working out. Do you want to join me? Because people don't understand just because I'm small. Like, what do I look like if I were to say, well, you need to work out? Like, I think they don't realize that it just because I'm smaller, that it doesn't hurt my feelings just as bad as it will if I were to say, you need to work out.
Yeah, now that's big. So Shunell, same question. Share with us a time where you were compared to someone else body wise, or someone else compared or you compared yourself to someone else.
Yeah, I remember being in junior high school. All my friends, we'd always meet up at the mall and go shopping. And I remember going in one store. I won't say the name of the store, but my friend, she pulled out a pair of jeans and she was like, "How do these look on me? You should try these. They look good on you." And then the associate said, "I don't think we'll have anything that'll fit you." And that's the first time it really kind of dawned on me that, wow, they don't make anything that fits me. And that's the first time I really saw myself as different from someone else.
Yeah. I think for me it's you're pretty for a big girl.
I hate that. I'm fine, period.
All this.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I'm like, so am I not supposed to be pretty to be a big girl, or is big not pretty?
Yeah.
And I don't think people say it because, like, most time when they say it, they're smiling like it's a compliment.
Yeah.
Like, get in my face. That ain't no compliment. Why can't just be pretty, period? And it is, especially in this society that we live in. People get body shamed, but I think the biggest body shame come from us.
Yeah.
We do it to ourselves. Like, we look at who we are and how we are, and we think, I wish I could be something different. I know for me, my mom has 8 kids. None of them are overweight. So not only did I grow up in the house the only light skinned person, I grew up in the house the only overweight person. Like I remember being in 6th grade, having to go from the juniors in JC Penney's to the women.
Mhm.
And it was then that I realized I was bigger than everybody else. So how does that affect you when people are looking at you because you're smaller?
I was the same in my household or in my family. Everyone was pretty thick. Um, I know at one point in life it was okay to be skinny in society, but then all of a sudden there was this shift where you needed to be thick, baby. Like ain't nobody want no skinny girls. In fact, so it affected me in a way to where I started being like, well, I just want to get some butt. I would tell my husband, I just want to get some booty. He'd be like, why? Like, but it made me think I
Mm-hmm.
needed to have curves because
Mm-hmm.
that's what society put out there. Like I was looked at as
Mm.
if I was still an adult in a little girl body or I didn't have any curves. So it made me feel like I needed to get a little bit thicker.
Yeah. And it's funny because you're right. There was such a shift in societies that everybody wanted these exotic dancer
Mhm.
bodies. And they are flying to Miami,
Yep.
getting health care credit so that they can charge a new body. Um,
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, so that they can charge a new body. I mean, into each its own. But for me, I don't know if I've ever really wished to be skinny though. I joke with my husband and I tell him, see, I couldn't be skinny. The Lord knew He couldn't give
We
me
were just talking about that.
a little body. I will really be out of control. Like, be like, baby, you cannot go out the house like that. I'm out of control now. So you just
Yeah.
imagine. I can't. So, but it has caused me at times um to think I'm not adequate enough.
Mhm.
Or to think that I've got to do this for someone to like me or that for someone to like me or certain things I wouldn't have access to. My dad had told me, and I was just sharing this on the last episode, that my dad told me I was the prettiest little girl in the world, so I knew I was pretty. He told me that you're the smartest little girl in the world, so I've always known that I was smart. And he always told me there is nothing you can do. That gave me the courage to push past um what society say I can't do.
Because you heard it growing up, and it's so
Mm-hmm.
nice to hear, like, especially from a man like your father is your
Mm-hmm.
first love, to hear
Mm-hmm.
those affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you're so confident now.
It is.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I'm so confident
Mm-hmm.
now. Um, but for those who didn't get that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you can still have that same confidence. And I think it goes back to one of the things we shared in the last segment about identity.
Mhm.
And when we know and recognize that the Lord has made and created us, like you're handmade
On purpose.
on purpose, for a
Mm-hmm.
purpose. And whatever it is that you need, He's already given you. I talk to Tyler often because he has that short man complex, which is so funny because it started so young. And I said to him the other day, he was talking about one of his classmates who's tall. And I told him, I said, whatever it is you were created to be, it didn't require height.
That's I like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm. Because if you needed it, God would have gave it to you.
Mhm.
So height's not required for whatever it is that God has created you for. Little girls now, I think, get it worse than we did.
For sure. Because like they're growing up with social media where
Mhm.
there's these constant images on on their phones, on TVs, and it's easy to
Videos.
look and see that I don't look like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have those affirmations like you had growing up, then you're bottling all that up. and you'll accept anything from anybody. Like if
Mhm.
they tell you that the way you are isn't enough, you'll accept that, and that'll be your way of life for the longest time.
Yep, because you'll be trying to chase what is enough.
Hmm.
Um, to encourage you, like my husband loves plus size. Like that's his pick.
Right.
So regardless to what size you are, you can still be someone's pick.
Somebody for
Hmm.
it's somebody for
Uh-huh.
everybody.
Yeah. And so it doesn't give me the desire to want to be anything else. So I've recently restarted my journey to living healthier because I'm determined to live whole, healthy, and wealthy according to 3 John 1 and 2. And so my desire is to eat differently. Not that I want to be anything else. We all have areas of improvement, but knowing that I'm okay with where I am, but I can be better, gives me that that I need to be like I'm good with where I am, but I can be better.
Hmm.
What area when it comes to your body you feel like okay, I'm good with where I am, but I could be better?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think for me, it's the same as you. I'm getting older. I look very young, but I'm getting older, and just walking up the stairs, I would be out of breath, or jogging with my son, I'd be out of breath. So I started to realize that I wasn't in a healthy state, eating
Hmm.
fried food all the time, not really eating many fruits and vegetables. So I agree, like health, we want to be wealthy, but we're not healthy. So
Right.
therefore, you may be rich, but you're not. So I understand to walk in my purpose in its entirety, I have to be healthy so that
Hmm.
I can do what I'm called to do. So
Yeah.
that's my goal.
Yeah. What about you, Chanel?
I think the same thing. Just
Hmm.
being healthy overall,
Hmm.
making better choices because you have options. It's just whether or
Mhm.
not am I choosing this thing that's going to better my future, or
Hmm.
am I choosing what's convenient and right here?
Yeah.
And I've been choosing the latter up until recently, where I want to make that change, just not for anything else other
Mhm.
than I want to be here to have like a family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I know for me, the Lord said to me, I can only take you as far as your body will let you.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's big.
It is, because there's certain things you can't do. Um, when I flew on the airplane, like I had to ask for an extension for my seatbelt. And I was like, I don't want to have to ask for an extension. So the things that I know that I need to do to get my life aligned. And like you, choosing the latter, life being so busy that I don't have time to eat. And my thing is not that I eat too much, I don't eat.
Yeah, and that makes it
Mm-hmm.
worse.
It does.
People don't understand that.
They don't because it's like now whatever I take in, my
You don't.
body holds on to it because it feels like it's in starvation mode because it's 4 o'clock and Chanel's texting me to say, "Did you eat?" And I'm looking, I'm like, I ain't even got up and went to the bathroom, let alone
Wow.
eating, which is so that's unhealthy.
Mhm.
So making those choices. So when it comes to let me ask y'all this. You ever been body shamed? Did you feel
Yeah.
body shamed when it was like, why you losing weight?
Yeah. I found my voice in that though. In the past, I'd just be like, well, but like this time when people ask me that, I ask them like, how would you feel if I were to say you need to work out? And I'm like, I'm not trying to be funny, but it's the same thing. Don't think
Yeah.
because I'm small, it doesn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I found my voice in that versus just getting quiet and just being like, well, maybe I am too skinny. Maybe I don't need to work out. No, I want to work out and it's none of your business.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to let you know how it makes me feel. So maybe you won't do that to the next person.
Yeah. What about you, Chanel? Have you been body shamed before? How did that make you feel though?
Yeah, it made me feel like I wasn't enough.
Mm,
And my parents, I love them to death. They're my babies. But I didn't grow up with those affirmations. So I was just kind of clinging to whatever was told to me. So
mm-hmm,
if I was told that I was different and my different wasn't pretty or wasn't acceptable, I clung to that like, maybe I'm not this. Maybe I'm not as
mm-hmm,
good as I thought that I was.
mm-hmm.
Um, But again, it goes back to, are you willing to do the shadow work to kind of figure out, this is something that's I need to address. I can't just keep suppressing that.
Mm-hmm. And I think in my suppression, that's when I start to spiral.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I start to spiral. And spiraling for me looks like me eating sweets. Like I don't care that the only food I care about is seafood.
We know.
Right.
Anybody that knows you know that.
Yes. My thing is sweets. And when I'm spiraling, it's me dumping sugar into my body. So I'm not eating food, so my body's in starvation mode. And now I'm dumping sugar. So it's holding on to all of that. You gotta change that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm at a place now where I'm willing to do what it takes so that I'm healthy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So look. This is one of the things that happened as far as body for me because I knew that I was different. I felt like I needed to be perfect. So I felt like I might be a plus size girl, but when I walk in the room, I'm gonna be the baddest thing in the room because you gonna want to look at me. All my friends, like I for some reason I've never hung out with other plus size women. It's always been, yeah, I've always hung out with the really skinny girls. Even as a child, like my best friends growing up were skinny. One of them was plus size now, which is interesting because that was the one who the side eye would come, because we would be in the mall and it would be me that guys would walk up to. I've been told I don't do big girls, but you confident, and it's something about your confidence that brings a aura in the room when you walk in the room. But what that made me want to be is perfect.
And that's a heavy weight to carry.
Yeah, it's
Listen,
impossible.
it is. So that's where I felt, okay, everything got to be lined up. My hair, my nails, my shoes, my outfit, my attire, everything has to be in order to the point that if I left, like when I get off when I get dressed, I put on my clothes and all of my accessories, and I take my ring off, put it on, wash my hands, or do something, and I leave it. Like I would turn around and go back and get it. I would be late for work to go back to get a ring because I had to be perfect. That's so unrealistic. My thing was, we used to call it ranking. I don't know what y'all
that's what I call
little girls call it. Rank Jonesing and roasting. We used to call it ranking.
On you. He riding on you.
So I was determined that you weren't gonna beat me ranking.
Yeah.
So my tactic was I'm gonna make the fat joke first. Because that's the only thing you're gonna be able to say. And then you're gonna be lost.
Because I'm already accepting the fact that I like
so it. I'm gonna put it out there first, and then now I'm just gonna ride out on you. One or two things gonna happen. You either gonna walk away or you gonna want to fight.
Yep. And I was the one that was ready to fight because you're not gonna ride on me for too long.
You either gonna walk away or be ready to fight. But again, that puts such an unrealistic weight on me because for years I had to be perfect. And it's impossible. Listen, the Lord took me through this season of not being perfect. Oh my God, you thought I was going through some extreme, but it was like I leave it and I'm on. Don't turn around. I'm like, how am I gonna work? What do you mean? How are you gonna work? It's a ring. I was making a shirt one time and I bought a white transfer and put it on a black shirt, which doesn't work. And so I was gonna peel it off, and I started peeling it off, and he said, "What a shirt!"
Oh, that ain't perfect. That's just tacky.
That drove you crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, "This gonna bother my OCD," because it was like jagged. I said, "Okay," so I wore it, and I wore it to an event that I was the coordinator for. So
everybody had eyes on you.
But it became a conversation piece. And it drew people to me to talk to me. I was like, you know what? Now that wasn't even as bad as I thought it was. So then I stopped looking to be perfect and strive to be prepared.
Ooh, that's a word.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll
like,
never have what you don't prepare for.
Yeah. Yeah. Just being prepared and being okay. I used to stress so bad when it came to how I look. Now I prepared and whatever it looked like, that's what you
But you don't slay it every time though.
Because I prepared.
Yep.
Like I've been for November, like I had already prepared my wardrobe in October for the events and what I needed to do in November. So I'm prepared, which gives me an opportunity to put it all together. Right. And I'm not stressed trying to be perfect.
It's wisdom.
Yeah, I bought that lesson. You know how it is. I paid for that one. Yes, because I've lived a lot of stressful days trying to, and I do so much. If you could share anything with someone who has experienced the same body shame that you have, what would that be?
In those moments, it made me feel insecure. And as I am growing in life, I realized that the whole time I didn't love myself. Because if I love myself, then what you said to me is not going to affect me. And I'm not going to go take a second look in the mirror and be like, well, maybe if I can have some hips. So self-love is imperative. Identity is imperative. So that way there will be no comparison.
Very good. So Shunell, you too, if there was something that you could share with someone who's been through the type of body shaming you have, what would that be?
Yeah, similar to what Shenice said, is self-love. I mean, you can't keep putting your worth in someone else's hands.
That's good.
You have to learn yourself that you are beautiful, you are purposeful, you are worthy and deserving of good things to happen to you. And anyone that says otherwise is a lie.
Come on, a line of truth ain't in them. And like for me, it is being okay with where you are right now.
Contentment, yeah.
Paul said, "I've learned how to be a base, and I've learned how to be abound. I've learned how to have and how to have not. But in every state I was in, I learned to be content. So contentment is key. Oh, that's good.
That's a word.
That's a whole word.
And a half.
Come on now.
I just got full from that little one moment.
I'm telling you, learning to be content, being content with what your body is. And the good thing is, like, you can be content and still improve.
Yep.
Listen, that was deep. Right through that moment right there. So, ladies, thank you so very much for coming and sharing your vulnerability. I see your eyes at certain points just welling up. Y'all feel that?
With us.
I'm not going to cry.
Definitely. I told them in the back, I'm not crying.
I am Master Life Coach, Chief Curator for Embrace You Training Solutions, also known as Miss Get You Together, honey. And thank you for watching another episode of Come Sit Down, Let's Talk. Now, if you did not see the episode for last week, you want to go back and look at that episode on comparison. This is part 2 of a 4-part series. So you definitely want to stay tuned and come back again next week. Same time, same bat channel.
With Embrace You, I found a career.
At Embrace You, I found a family.
At Embrace You, I found me.
Are you the strong friend who's always giving advice? Are you the one always mentoring and coaching? Have you thought about being a certified life coach? Because here at Embrace You, we have room for you in our family.
I am Embrace You.
I am Embrace You.
I am Embrace You.
And you can be Embrace You.